Hi everybody, my name is Genevieve Girod and I'm French, so sorry for the accent and the wording. Please apologize if I have some mistakes. Wanted to make a trial on this studio nut, so this is the first time I'm taking a video, but this is taking risk anyway. So I was a beginner last year, so I'm very new to art, and I began painting when I moved in this place. You can see my gardens outside. And during this first year, learning to paint, I took the Louise Find Your Joys course, which I was very excited about, and I loved the process and I wanted to get further, so I painted all the year long, never stopped painting, and then I took the CVP course this spring, and I'm going to show you some of the pieces I have made those last months. Not much, but this is the beginning. So this is my studio during the summer. You can see the garden is outside there, and I have this small table with some of my paints and other stuff around here, and the place is not heated in winter, so in winter I have a small place upstairs, but it's too hot at the time. And some of the pieces I have here are my small panels from the CVP course, and I'm going to show more about those. Maybe it's going to be easier if I don't have the camera in front of me. So this is my garden. I work in the environmental field, and I recently moved in this area, which is Aubiger, next to the Jura Mountains, and that's when I moved in this place. I felt the urge to paint. I'm not sure this is because of the landscape, but because of the feeling of this place and the hills and the nature all around. And I'm very connected to it because, as I said, this is my work basically. But before I was living in the city, and here, especially last year with the lockdown, I feel I am home, and this somehow has taken me to take the brush and put some colors on anything. First I used magazines page because I don't felt I was legitimate to paint on canvas, so I used any supports like wallpaper. Just I needed to put colors on something, and I never make art before. My sister was the artist in the family. I was the scientist, to tell the truth, and I had never drawn or paint before, apart from being a kid. But I had this feeling about landscape, about nature, about working with ecological landscape, and you can see my garden is not mowed, and I am not making art in the sense of making garden, but I think I got this sense of observation, feeling the place. So as you can see, this was first of the series to be finished. It was the very beginning, and I was still in some semi-representative painting with some features such as the flowers, the birds, and I was, during the first week, we worked on the zone palette, and you can see I was very shy and not knowing, because I stayed in the red and yellow and I didn't try the greens. So all this was very new to me. That was the beginning. But it's finished. And then another one that is from the beginning was from the black and white, and then it ended as a landscapey thing. And this was the second finished of the series. Then I was going in something totally new, because I got involved in the 100 Days project, and I wanted very much to work with inks, and there were some inks in the first two panels, but they were less showing off. And here I played with acrylic inks on patterns and shape, and well, this was kind of different, and I liked it and wanted to go more on this direction. So I go on using acrylic and inks on all the rest of the series. And I got this one, which is one of my two favorites. I loved it from the beginning because it has inks and the little scribbling here, and the colors, the pink colors and the greens and the orange. It's all very saturated, but I love it as it is. I wanted to go on with the pinks, but this was a mess and I didn't manage to resolve it. So this one had layers and layers and layers between browns, pink, reds, yellows. So in the end, well, I called it finished because it reached some point where it has its balance, but this came at really the very end last week, and it took a lot of time. So from the pink I went to the blue, so I wanted to try a very dark panel, and this began all blue, and then I added some light, and I liked it because I managed to draw those thin white lines, pouring the paint on top of darker paint, and this is where I begin to make lines on top of shapes, and this was the first on which I tried glazing, so it has blue green glaze on very different layers, so I kind of like the depth that is given, and I have some dirt on it. Next is my second favorite. I absolutely love it, and this is totally abstract, and I love the energy, I love the gesture, I love the process, I love those little lines, I love the colors, and this was a painting I didn't manage at first. It went through a lot of struggle, but at some point I had some oil mixable, water mixable oil aside, and I decided to try it, and I got that deep blue that was very enjoyable, so I added those orange oil pastels drawings, and well, this is my favorite. After this one I stayed on the blue palette, and still with some pink ink trials, so well, I tried different layers. I'm not that happy about the ink gesture, but what I like is the depth of the layers, the shades of blue, greens, the browns, and I tried the writing because I thought I really needed something to fill this space rather than having an empty light space. So well, it's done, I guess. And going on with the writing, I had this other with glazes, blue glaze, yellow glaze, green glaze, and this one I didn't know what to do with, so I put some structure, but I'm not very happy with the structure, so I went wild again and added the writing to balance it. So this ended last week after many trials. Another one that is very last minute finished is that one, which really was nice because of all this depth and layers, and I had this green and I put this pink layers on it, and it looks nice, but then I felt kind of all middle value and empty, so I thought it would need some feature on the top, and I made this big black and white move on this one, and so it's finished. And now the last ones that were not really resolved, but gone somehow to the finish line, which is this one again, with the blues, and I covered them with some lights and many lines, and now I'm pretty much going on lines, and my new work is very much about lines. So this is where I'm going now. Another one that is that was very recently finished is that one that was really nice shape, but I didn't know much what to do with them, so it went all covered. So you can still see some of it there, and against brushes and many lines to get to the finished point. And now I still have 4 that are not finished and totally unresolved, so it's an ongoing process. I don't like this one, so I put some black and some lights, but I still don't know much what to do about it. I have this one that I added afterwards and went totally crazy with all those green colors. I don't like greens, but this was a trial. And then those wild shapes with pastels. And so this is for later. Same thing here. I went on, and I still have to go on with this one, with kind of pastel drawings and layers, very purple, bright purple underneath, and then it went more toned down with desaturation. And well, I don't know what's going to be next on this one, and this is like unresolved with crazy marks. This is a playing beginning start, so let's see what's going to happen. So I hope you enjoyed this video, because it was very difficult for me, and well, now that I have done this series of small panels, I am trying to go bigger, just one size ahead,